And we welcome you to PRN's coverage of the day one of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival here on PRN. And while it's pouring the rain here in our PRN studios, down at the track, it's a beautiful night for racing. And let's take a look at the Weather Channel. I don't know what to call it. The conditions here at the Richmond Raceway, currently 85 degrees and mostly cloudy. In real life, just coming off of a storm shower. There's a severe thunderstorm watch in the Richmond area. However, it should not affect tonight's race. And we're going to take a look at the standings coming into today's round here at the Budweiser Stock Car Festival. Ryan Hill still leads the points, 535 points to 417. Greg Ramirez has 420 points. Nicholas Uppelman dropped down a position in the point standings as he stands in 4th place. And Miranda Nagayan making her way back up after a pretty solid finish in New Hampshire. She's up in the 5th place in the points. Rick Taylor, Brian Cox, Ryan Apt, Jordan McClure, and Paul Rivera round out the top 10 in the points standings. Well, as you guys know, it's not been a very solid day for a lot of these drivers, unfortunately. The majority of them having some pretty sorry... the majority of them having some pretty sorry finishes and starts as of late. However, it seems like things are starting to return to normal here. Let's take a look at our starting grid presented by Xfinity, the official timing partner of the Budweiser All-Star Series. And, well, it looks like all of Lightning Bolt Racing is finally getting their ducks in a row as Drew Foster, the second driver for the Lightning Bolt team, will be starting on front here alongside the 19 of Greg Ramirez. One at a track pretty similar to Richmond at Kern County. He's looking for his second win on the season. Up next will be the 68 of Daniel Van Heuly getting his highest start of the season. Finally starting to show some speed in that 68 on Juno Camry. He'll be starting next to the 48 Motorola Chevrolet of Tracy Bennett, one of 3 sponsors that Bennett has this season. Jordan McClure. Sorry to hurt Thunder. Jordan McClure on the inside row of row 3. He starts alongside points leader Ryan Hill, finally in the Ruffles Toyota again. I missed that paint scheme. Brian Cox showing the strong arm as he always has with that team. He's starting in row 4. On the inside row alongside Greg Ramirez, looking for a win today. He's the only JGR driver without a win this season. In what has to be my favorite 2 schemes in the entire series, Darren Claw ended up almost won at New Hampshire, but this guy had something to say about it during that race at New Hampshire. A final lap accident took Darren Claw out of the lead. However, he did end up coming home second. He'll be starting in row 5 alongside Sheldon Gatineau. Alex McCumber, another one of the New Age racing drivers. He's starting alongside Rick Taylor. After that, Miranda Nagayan still not having the best luck in qualifying. She starts alongside the 27 James Garcia. Hopefully she can pick up the pace a little bit today. After that will be Jesus Gonzalez. Just has been consistent in qualifying over the course of the season. He has not done very bad at all for his equipment. He starts next to New Hampshire winner Ryan Apt in his F122 Chevrolet. Hayden Benning starts alongside Byron Martin, another one of the cars that has not had the best of seasons this year. The Tift Racing Ford starts on the outside row here today. Nicholas Uppelman will be starting next to Chadhuri Bhattacharya in that 21 iFarmer Ford. One of the Golden Gate Racing Toyotas Carter Brown will be starting next to the 67 of Michael Brewer. Jake Wild, a slightly better starting position today. He'll be starting next to the 77 of Travis Creighton, one of the lower positions that he's qualified in this year. Dennis Key had a pretty decent day at New Hampshire the other day. He'll be starting next to the 15 of Daniel Walker, who will be starting in 26th today. And finally, rounding out the 27th place spot, getting his first last place start, will be the 10 of Sam Fitzgerald. And that is your starting lineup for today's opening day here at the Budweiser Stock Car Festival, the first of 2 races around this short track. They'll race the first one today, and then the second day of the Stock Car Festival will be tomorrow, as the drivers will begin. Oh, that was a chair. Never mind. Anyway, the drivers will be racing at this track consecutively. Today they'll be racing, and tomorrow they'll be racing at this track. It'll be just normal points, just the normal way that these races pan out. And with that, let's head down for the start of the race.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
All right, now that they're out of pit lane, looks like they're having some trouble getting out of that little pit road. But anyway, Drew Foster is starting on pole for today's race. A massive surprise to see that 47 car up front. He's got to be feeling good. Talked to him at the beginning of the race. He says, I'm excited for this. Let's hope we can get a good launch off the start and lead the entire night. Here we are, green flag for day 1 of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival from Richmond. Ooh, I don't like what McClure's doing. He's going down to the bottom, trying to get past Daniel Van Heuly, and it looks like Van Heuly trying to hold on to that 3rd place spot. Something I thought I would never say at these short tracks, but here he is. And Drew Foster is going to lose the spot here as they come around to finish lap 1. It's going to be Paul Rivera leading that first lap here in Richmond. And they're all side by side coming out of the turn, and they're not really willing to... Oh, we got a 3-wide battle here between Jesus Gonzalez, Rick Taylor, and James Garcia. One of the Paul Menard Racing Chevys getting in the mix there. They'll come out of it relatively safe. This is a very difficult track to pass on. We got 3-wide between Greg Ramirez, Darren Claw, and McClure. They all took it 3-wide going through the corner. Everything looks nice and smooth, though. Tracy Bennett, though, trying to get past his teammate in that 47 Apple Chevrolet. Drew Foster still holding on to second. He's holding on to it with he's got a bit of a vice grip on that position. And Tracy Bennett, first time with the Motorola sponsor on his car, and he's looking to get something good out of him. Here come on the bottom, Ryan Hill, the points leader. He's looking to the bottom here, trying to get past Drew Foster. And that Ruffles Camry is going to make his way into third. He has not cleared Drew Walker yet, so just hold on 1 second. I think he's going to get him on this corner here. We'll just have to see. But Daniel Van Heuly holding on tight to the second position. He's looking for his highest finish by far. And Ryan Hill has cleared the 47 of Drew Foster. And here comes Brian Cox, going to try and make it 3-wide in the exit of turn 2. Cox to the back bumper of Foster. .7% through this race, and I heard a scraping against the wall with these cars. It kind of makes me wonder if somebody didn't get into the wall, but look at Van Heuly's teammate, Sheldon Gatno, stuck in the middle of traffic. He's right there behind Greg Ramirez. Brandon Agayan is pretty close to the front of the pack. She's getting into the top 10. This would probably be her first top 10 in quite a bit. Granted, her pit stops don't screw her over again. She actually didn't get that bad of a finish when we were at New Hampshire, but she didn't run that well really all day. She was pretty lucky to get that position at the end of the day, so consistency is going to be key. But look at that. Back in 13th place is Jesus Gonzalez. Not doing too bad at all with the Golden Gate Racing team. And Ryan Hill is making this a all Toyota top 3. But he wants to make this a JGR 1-2 here as he's trying to get past Daniel Van Heuly with 90 laps to go here. This is day 1 of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival from Richmond Raceway. So far, an incredible race thus far. Oh, a little contact come through the corner, and Miranda Nagayan is trying to get her way into 8th place here, potentially 7th place. Down in 7th place is Alex McCumber, and she's got to try and get past that American Express Toyota. It's been interesting to see the evolution of Alex McCumber's racecraft over the course of the season. During the first couple of races, he wasn't exactly what you would consider a contender, and still, even so, he's pretty lucky to be in this position right now. But that 72 Toyota and that entire New Age Racing team has improved over the course of this first season. Daniel Van Heuly is the New Age driver up into 3rd place, trying to get their first top 3 of the season. Van Heuly's stomping grounds are not that far from here, as he's coming out of South Carolina. So he's only about a state, or there's only like a state or two separating him and Richmond Raceway pretty much. So this is one of his home tracks. I'm pretty sure this is the home track that's on his schedule other than North Wilkesboro, which we'll be ending the season with. And here we are, the 2 Joe Gibbs Racing teammates. Ryan Hill looking for his 2nd win of the season, I do believe. "17 years old, out of Michigan. Actually, Port Huron, Michigan, to be more specific. And here he is, diving to the bottom. He's got the 19. Let's see how well this pans out, coming off of turn 2. And this will probably be the 3rd lead change of the race. As here comes the 18 of Ryan Hill off of turn 4. He started in about 6th place. So it's kind of surprising to see him up here in the 1st place. Hold on 1 second. We might actually be able to check that as we go side by side here. Yeah, Ryan Hill started the race in 6th place, and now he's moved his way up to 1st. Definitely one of the biggest movers in the race, however. Oh, never mind. Sam Fitzgerald hasn't even moved a muscle. He's not doing that great right now. And I don't know what's up with that number 10 Toyota, but he is not doing well at all. Something has got to be off with that Toyota tonight. Meanwhile, I don't even know. Jake Wild has actually improved a couple spots on his starting position today. Meanwhile, his teammate Daniel Walker is back in 25th place, just trying to hold off Dennis Key. It seems like the Ford teams have been at the bottom of the barrel mostly this year. The Toyotas have dominated without question. Oh, lordy. Here comes Darren Claw, and it's a Toyota dominated top 4. Tracy Bennett is trying to battle Brian Cox right now for that 5th place spot, and he has not cleared him at all. Miranda Nagayan holding back in 11th place, or sorry, back in 8th place. Clearly wasn't able to get past McCumber. And we are coming down 79 laps to go here at Richmond Raceway. The first pit stop should be coming up at the midpoint of the race, so we'll just have to see how that pans out. Right now, these guys just have to worry basically about setting time trials at this point. Daniel Van Heuly looks like he's losing some speed. Darren Claw might come in and take that position away from him. But he's still a pretty good margin behind Van Heuly. He's still got about a 1/4 of a second on him here. So we'll just have to see. But besides that, he's got Tracy Bennett to worry about. Brian Cox still back there at the back bumper of Tracy Bennett. And despite the rains this afternoon, the track has cleared pretty well, and this race is going by pretty quickly here. We're almost a quarter of the way through of the first race of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival. Ryan Apt holding on to 9th place, the winner at New Hampshire. Not quite where he was at that New Hampshire race, but he's holding on pretty well as the 45 car is the second to last car here in the top 10. Sheldon Gatineau has made his way into the top 10, so that's very interesting to see. The driver coming out of Mississauga, Ontario, not far from the Toronto Metro. Has not had the best of seasons. However, he's holding on quite nicely here in Richmond. Now they've all jumbled up. I think Daniel Van Heuli's a little too slow to hold on to that third place spot quite yet. Tracy Bennett might make a move here in the next couple laps or so if he can find an open spot. And that Motorola Chevrolet is looking very fast here tonight. That 48 car has probably got a rocket booster attached to the back, I'm sure. But he's trying to get past Darren Claw and Daniel Van Heuly. Darren Claw's on the bottom. He might have a chance to get past that 68 car. So we're just going to have to see here. Van Heuly's held the top 3 all race to his credit. But that's not going to happen anymore. The 7 hasn't cleared him, but he will be scored 3rd on that last lap. As we come to 70 laps to go, it looks like he might get cleared by Claw here on this back straightaway. And here comes Tracy Bennett. He's pretty much... Claw has cleared him, and Bennett's going to get past. Now Bennett moves to the inside, trying to get past Darren Claw. And Claw's a little bit upset after that second place finish in New Hampshire. He wants more than just a top 3. He wants to win. But he's at risk of losing the top 3 to Tracy Bennett, and it's a pack as they head into as they come out of turn 4. And 70 laps to go, and it's a massive battle for 3rd. I'd say about a 5-car battle for 3rd. As now Alex McCumber and Brian Cox enter the fray, and I think Daniel Van Heuly might have used up all of his tires trying to defend 3rd place, and he's just dropping like flies right now. Brian Cox moves to the inside. He'll take away the top 5 position. He hasn't quite cleared that 68 quite yet, but he was scored 5th at the line. And now I think he's cleared the 68 of Van Heuly. No, not yet. 68's still going to try and side draft him off the back straightaway. If Alex McCumber can move in and get that 68 off his tail, he has cleared him. The 33 is now going to be able to safely keep the 5th place spot, but the 68, a little bit of contact heading through the corner between the 2 New Age Racing drivers of Alex McCumber and Daniel Van Heuly. Speaking of, where's Sheldon Gatineau in all this? He's all the way back into 11th place. So he has lost the position to James Garcia, which is not a good sign at all. The 18 of Ryan Hill has not let the 19 get, has not gotten away from the 19 too much. He's also not let the 19 get too close to him either. Darren Claw in 3rd, Tracy Bennett in 4th. It looks like they have kind of mellowed out a little bit. Coming to 65 laps to go, and Sam Fitzgerald about 6 seconds off of 26th place. And the leaders are just now coming off of turn 4. They're coming into the tri-oval, so we might see our first taste of lap traffic here in just a little bit. Take a look at some of the back markers. Travis Creighton battling with Michael Brewer, who's battling with Jake Wild. And that is the battle for 21st position. Which for these guys could mean a ton of points heading into the... Oh, we got a massive pack forming here. Jesus Gonzalez, very, very surprising to see his car in the fray. Chadhudri Bhattacharya in that pack as well. He's trying to... This is if they can get up to right now, the furthest car in that pack is in 14th place, so that's still pretty good points. Byron Martin dealing with his Tift Racing teammate of Jordan McClure. And Drew Foster is holding on tight to that position. He's in 14th right now. Ryan Hill still holding on tight. Coming to, right now we're at 72 laps to go. The laps are ticking by. Let's take a look at your Xfinity fastest lap. And right now that's going to Ryan Hill. Look at that, a 21.715. And even the slowest car, which is the 10 of Sam Fitzgerald, is going in 22.23. So these guys are getting around. They're lapping this track pretty quickly. And this is my favorite part of watching these battles for the lead. Is the lap car going to hold up the 18? And will that give Paul Rivera a chance to take the lead? Just making sure that was his name. That might give Rivera a bit of a fighting chance for the lead. With the 18, he could still get past the 10 of Fitzgerald. That 10 car is going to be a roadblock, though. Because we know how the AI likes to act when they're getting lapped, pretty much. They don't ever let the leader through, which is kind of frustrating, but it does create good first place battles. There he is, the 18, still stuck behind the 10. That's going to give the 19 a fighting opportunity. So we get back into our race standings. This is it. 19 has definitely shaved off. He's shaved off about... He shaved off a good... about a good 48 hundredths of a second, probably. So that's still pretty good. Now that's going to be a battle between the 19 and the 18. However, the 18 of Ryan Hill does have that clean air now to deal with. He's got clean air, Rivera doesn't. So, I don't know. This isn't going to be good. We do have a massive battle for third place between Darren Claw and Tracy Bennett. And that lap car might make this battle a bit spicier, too. Darren Claw, the Californian, in third place, looking for a second victory on the season, or a third victory. You gotta remember, he won at Nashville Fairgrounds, came so close to a third victory in New Hampshire, and we all know what happened on that final corner in the final lap, or that first corner in the final lap. This is going to be an interesting battle. And it seems like the 19 has actually net lost time in the past couple laps. We're going to have to see what his gap to the leader is when they come across the line here. Okay, he hasn't gained... Or actually, he's lost about... He's lost 14 hundredths of a second on that one. So I don't know what's going on with that 19 car. I don't know if he just doesn't have the pace to keep up with the 18, or... if something is just off with that crypto car tonight. Tracy Bennett and Darren Claw have successfully gotten past Fitzgerald, but Brian Cox has not. And this is flashbacks to Daytona for that 33 car. Remember, he got caught up in that wreck with Daniel Van Hewley, who is right there in behind him. He's actually behind Alex McCumber, who is behind Cox. So... if that 68 can maintain pace, I don't know. It might be flashbacks for that 33 car, but he kind of screwed him out of a position at Daytona. If you remember that pit stop that happened, that very first pit stop at Daytona. Here we are, coming to one lap to go to decide who gets the extra 5 points for the halfway bonus. And Ryan Hill will also most likely get the 5 points for the most laps led here in a lap or so. That is 5 bonus points for the leader, Ryan Hill, as he leads 50 out of 100 laps. And he leads at halfway. 50 laps to go here in the first round of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival. And that's official. That's another 5 points as he has led the most laps. So a very good day for that 18 car. Wait, no, he hasn't led the most laps. No, remember, because Drew Foster had it for a little bit and then gave it out to... Then he gave out to Ramirez, and then Ramirez got passed by Hill. So he's got about 10 laps or so before he's claimed that award, but... But right now he's led the most laps. But I mean, before he's like made it literally mathematically impossible for other drivers to get the award. But Tracy Bennett there tracking down Darren Claw. He's done a very good job thus far keeping that car in 4th position. And I think he can say a little bit of a thank you to Sam Fitzgerald, who has been a roadblock for Brian Cox, who is the one that is threatening that 48. Brian Cox trying to hunt down his first top 5 in a little while. That Paul Menard Racing Chevy has seen quite a bit this season. Okay, so that 19 is not letting that 18 get too far away. However, he has gained he's gained 200ths of a second over that 18 car, so that's pretty good to see. He's gaining, but very like he's gaining at a snail's pace. 45 laps to go here in Richmond. Sheldon Gatineau currently battling Miranda Guyan. She was up into 8th place. I don't know what happened to that Toyota. I think Ryan Apps actually might have gotten the speed on her. But she is in trouble of losing her spot to Sheldon Gatineau. That 71 Weevil Toyota is currently in 11th place. Miranda Guyan is the last one inside the top 10. So this is a battle for 10th position. Miranda Guyan has not saw very much success after her win at Indianapolis Raceway Park. She has completely fallen off in terms of performance. However, she's hoping to get a bit of a rebound here as we head into the second half of the season. Championship, I believe, is a little bit out of reach right now. I don't think she's going to be able to win the championship, but right now, if she can just hold where she's at, she'll still manage to finish in the top 10 or top 5, and everything will be just fine. But right now, I think it's highly unlikely that she'll contend for the championship this season. So try again next year. Darren Claw and Tracy Bennett. Bennett has completely shot up the standings like a. Should I say this on the internet? He has completely shot up the standings like a elementary school in Texas. Right now, he's battling for 3rd with Darren Claw. That multiple brakes Toyota, mathematically one of the most successful cars this season. However, that success belongs to the 18, who has not finished outside the top 5 all season. In fact, I'm going to check his ranking at New Hampshire, which shouldn't take very long, hopefully. But at New Hampshire, I don't think he finished outside the top 5 at New Hampshire, but we're just going to see. Oh, looks like the 79 is still holding on to second to last. He's still on the lead lap, surprisingly, but he's not going to be there for long. And he's trying to make a move on that 15 of Daniel Walker. Carter Brown is also right there. Speaking of Carter Brown, where's his teammate? Uh-oh. That's not good. Jesus Gonzalez has fallen back into the reject zone as he's currently holding on to 19th place. I call anything under the 15th place mark the reject zone. So that's where all the unsponsored cars are. That's where all the slow cars are. Tracy Bennett has been at the back. I think he's trying to just conserve his tires and not really I don't think he's going to make a move here immediately, but when we get to the end of the race, he's going to start trying to bash in that rear end on the 7. That sounded so bad. And it makes it even worse because Bennett has the pride flag on his back window, so that sounded even more dirty. So, back to what I was trying to get at. Ryan Hill has not finished outside the top 5 all year. In fact, his worst finish is tied because he finished 5th at Daytona and 5th at New Hampshire. So right now, 5th is his worst finish. 1st is obviously his best finish. So very impressive for that number 18 car. He's done extremely well, specifically while running the Monster Energy colors. I just realized that. And here comes the rejects as Ryan Hill and now has to try and make battle with the 79 of Dennis Key because Lord knows he's not going to get out of the way for the 18. And that might open up the door for the 19 to make a pass. However, he has dropped significantly since we last saw him. In fact, he's dropped about 0.8 of a second from when we last covered him about 10 laps or so ago. And we are on the funny number lap, ladies and gentlemen. Well, not anymore. But 69 laps completed. So I guess that's all that matters to me is if you lead the funny number lap, which we'll probably see a lot of this season. The 18 is still stuck behind the 79. It's like rush hour traffic at 150 miles an hour here at this track. Yeah, 140, close enough. The 19 has gained 0.4 on that 79 on that 18 of Ryan Hill. Almost said Dennis Key because he's the car that I was focusing on. But that Pinnacle Bank Ford Fusion is not in the best position right now. Oh, here he comes to the bottom. There he comes to the bottom. Key's one of the older drivers in the pack. He's about 31 years old. So kind of unlikely that a big team's going to pick him up next season, probably. In these ARCA kind series, you see the young guns always go fast. So Brandon Nagayan has managed to keep her top 10, but where is Sheldon Gatineau in all this? Oh, he's lost his position to Greg Ramirez. So I guess we don't have to worry about him anymore. Nicholas Offelman not having the day that he wants. Right now he's holding down in 13th position. He's inside the top 15. He's above the reject zone, but he's almost in the reject zone. So not good. But that is good that she is holding 10th place. So I'm loving that she's holding on to that position relatively well. She's got her teammate behind her, but he's not really doing much in this race. We are almost at the 15 to go. Almost at the 25 to go mark here. We are entering the final quarter of the race. Tracy Bennett still at that back bumper of the 7 of Darren Claw. And we got a battle for the ages here. The 19 is helping that 79 along, trying to get past trying to get past the 79 of Dennis Key. He's stuck up there on that top side, but as long as that 18's stuck behind Carter Brown, he should be okay. And notice how everybody's just battling Fords, really. There's only like one Toyota up there, that's Carter Brown. And I don't think Rivera is going to get past anytime soon here. Which has got to suck for him because he's spent so much time battling and now he's getting screwed by lap cars. But Darren Claw still holding on to 3rd place. Tracy Bennett behind him. Those lap cars might change who's going to be in the top 3 here on that final podium position. Darren Claw, he's led up the inside. Here comes Tracy Bennett to his back bumper. A little bit of contact as they go through the corner. And it's lap cars in the mix with leaders, and Ryan Hill is laughing his happy ass to the bank because of it. The 19 is stuck in between Daniel Walker and Dennis Key. But here comes that 7 car, Darren Claw making an inside move. He might get into second place here. We'll just have to see. The 19 heavily brakes going through the corner. He's going to lose a ton of speed going through the second quarter. He wanted to avoid running into the back of the 15. And it's an all Toyota top 3 here. Still. MPH Motorsports is basically like a second Joe Gibbs team. Here comes the 7 car of Darren Claw down to the bottom. And Tracy Bennett might see an opportunity here. If he moves down to the bottom, he might be able to get the 7's draft. We'll just have to see. Here comes the 48 to the bottom. He's trying to be the lone Chevrolet in the top 3. And now, oh, it's going to be a 3-wide battle. Here comes Darren Claw on the top side, Ramirez on the bottom. Or sorry, Rivera. You have Greg Ramirez, and then you have Paul Rivera in the Joe Gibbs Racing arsenal, so I very, very much apologize. And here comes Tracy Bennett. We told you earlier that he was going to try and make a move. He's moved his way into third place. Now he's got to get past the lap car. And the 7 might have gotten into the wall there just a little bit. It's a log jam coming off of turn number 4. And we have 17 laps to go. This is going to be a very exciting 17 laps. Contact between Darren Claw and Tracy Bennett. There's also contact there between Daniel Walker and Paul Rivera. And this is going to be an exciting finish here. This is an exciting battle for second place, all things considered. These lap cars always... Oh, we got another challenger in the ring. Brian Cox could be looking for a top 3 here. Alex McCumber also there. Remember, he's also there on the lead lap. And so is Daniel Van Hewley. So this is going to be a very interesting finish. Tracy Bennett stuck in behind Daniel Walker. And that's going to give Darren Claw a chance to go down to the inside and make the pass on Bennett. And here comes Brian Cox. Down to the bottom. He's side by side with Tracy Bennett. This is the battle for third, or for second. No, this is the battle for third. Never mind. Between Bennett, Cox, and Claw. This is the battle for third. So who's going to get this here? Rivera is currently holding on to second quite comfortably. But this battle for third is raging on here as we come to the final 13 laps here in Richmond. Darren Claw on the bottom. He's got Tracy Bennett where he wants him. He's been dealing with him all half of the race. And this could be an opportunity. If the 15 doesn't shove him down to the apron, this could be an opportunity. Oh, Alex McCumber is back there. Nope, sorry, that was not McCumber. Daniel Van Hewley is losing time to the lap cars, though, so that's kind of sad. Tracy Bennett there on the bottom. He might have the speed to get to the 7 here. And it's quite clear that 48 can stay with that 7 if he wants to. I'm kind of worried about the fuel situation, though. Are these guys going to come in, or are they going to be completely fine? Carter Brown is still not letting that 7 pass, and Sam Fitzgerald comes into the mix again. As Ryan Hill leads by 2/100ths of a second. 9 to go here in Richmond. And we're still watching that battle for third. Tracy Bennett might be out of the running here, and I think Darren Claus pretty much solidified his position here. Here comes Claw to the bottom, trying to get past Brown. Brown goes down the block. And I don't know why that 85. He's just holding up the leaders. Yeah, he's just holding up the leaders. I don't understand why, but like, what's the point? Like, literally, what's the point? Tracy Bennett is able to clear the lap car. And now he's going to be right on the back bumper of the 7. The 7 goes to block the 85. Tracy Bennett might have a chance if he can just get down to the bottom. That 7 looks like he's going to go to block. He's going to block Bennett. Great block set by Sam Fitzgerald, or sorry, by Darren Claw, but Sam Fitzgerald is going to be a bit of a nuisance here as they try and get these final 6 laps here. Tracy Bennett, this battle for third's been reignited. Sam Fitzgerald is holding up that 7 quite nicely, and that 48 car might have an opportunity if they don't go to the bottom. But he's got about 5 laps to figure it out. He's got 20 more turns to figure out what he wants to do. Down to the bottom, here they go. They both go to the bottom. Tracy Bennett on the bottom, underneath Sam Fitzgerald. And the 2 Paul Menard racing cars are back there battling. Brandon Agayan still holding on strong, but Greg Ramirez is right there in behind her. 4 laps to go here in Richmond. And this has been an exciting battle to watch. Now Ryan Hill's being held up by lap cars. More specifically, it looks like Michael Brewer is giving him some trouble. 3 laps to go when they cross the line, and it's just a Joe Gibbs Racing 1-2. Darren Claw making this a Toyota 1-2-3. And he's trying to hold off Tracy Bennett. He doesn't have the excuse of lap cars here if the 48 does get past him. But it's very difficult to pass here at Richmond, so I'm not sure if they're going to make any moves here. 2 laps to go here when they cross the line. I honestly think the battle between Bennett and Claw is not going to really produce anything, so the 18 has gotten past the lap cars, about a mile and a quarter to go. Coming off of turn 4, white flag, 1 to go, presented by Xfinity. Ryan Hill has gotten a win this season already. He won at Talladega Superspeedway by mere inches. He's coming off of turn number 4. Ryan Hill is going to win day 1 of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival at Richmond. And what a finish to an incredible race. Ryan Hill gets his first non-superspeedway victory. And he will get the fastest lap. He's gotten all bonus points today. Wait, no, he hasn't. He didn't start on pole. So he's got all but 1 bonus point, pretty much. And that because of that, he's it's gonna be an inverse starting grid tomorrow based off of the finishing positions of these cars. That means Ryan Hill is going to be at the back to start the race tomorrow. Sam Fitzgerald will be your leader to start tomorrow's race. So that is going to be an interesting. That's going to be an interesting way to do things here at the Budweiser Stock Car Festival. And that's been day 1 of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival from Richmond Raceway here in downtown Richmond, Virginia. Ryan Hill is your winner. Let's take a look at your finishing order presented by Xfinity. Ryan Hill, your winner by 1.4 seconds over Paul Rivera. Darren Claw finishes 3rd. That is going to be another top 3 for the 7 car. Tracy Bennett finishes 4th. A very good outing for Big Sky Racing. Or not Big Sky Racing. But either way. Alex McCumber rounds out the top 5. A beautiful performance for the for that entire team, to be completely honest with you. But that's a beautiful performance by the 5 Alex McCumber, 5.8 off the leader. He finishes in 5th. Daniel Van Heuvel, Brian Cox, James Garcia, Ryan Apt, and Miranda Nagayan round out the top 10. Greg Ramirez, Nicholas Uffelman, Sheldon Gatineau, Drew Foster, Chadhuri Bhattacharya, Rick Taylor, Jordan McClure, Jesus Gonzalez, Hayden Benning, and Byron Martin are the last ones to finish on the lead lap. Byron Martin rounds out the top 20. Michael Brewer, Travis Creighton, Jake Wild, Carter Brown, Daniel Walker, and Dennis Key all managed to finish only a lap down, and Sam Fitzgerald is the only one to finish multiple laps down. He did not have the best day today. However, he'll be starting up front for tomorrow's Budweiser Festival race. Well, with that ends day 1 of the Budweiser Stock Car Festival from Richmond Raceway here on the Prodigy Racing Network. One of the crown jewel events in this series. Thank you so much for tuning in to Richmond Raceway. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon for the second round, and with an inverted roster. We'll be right back tomorrow for another 100-lap feature. This is your head commentator, Nicholas Koskinen, with the Prodigy Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed today's show, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Ryan Hill is a winner at Richmond.